you guys can read this.
Tous les mots regardez le sport féminin.
Megan thinks she's French, by the way. This has been an ongoing theme this whole
Je
trip.
peux parler en français.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I can. I do. I can. I am. I speak French. Limitedly.
Welcome. Welcome to A Touch More Live at Sport Beach. We are super excited to be here, super excited to share this with you. We want to get you caught up a little bit with what we do up here. Usually we start our show with what we call the check-in, just who we are, where we are. This is Megan Rapinoe. She is a two-time World Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist. Oh, I'm not done. Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, but more importantly, as of yesterday, a torchbearer.
Oh, my goodness. You guys, it was amazing and hilarious and like a bucket list thing that I didn't even know it was on my bucket list. And then it just got on there and checked off at the same time.
It was the moon suits for me.
Yeah,
I felt like we were going to our launch pad.
Yeah.
We were on our way.
We still might. I'm honored to be joined here by you, Sue Bird. 4-time WNBA champion, 5-time Olympian, 2-time NCAA champion, 13-time All-Star. I just have to say this, I don't like to stand for an injustice, and I won't let this slide. 13-time All-Star, but it's really more like 18 or 19 because when you go to the Olympics and win, you don't get to play in the All-Star game, which also happens in the summer, so they just take the All-Stars away from them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of
I can't
thorn
stand
in my
for it,
side.
babe. I won't.
A little bit of thorn
Anyways,
in my
the
side.
indomitable Sue Bird, everybody.
So obviously we are all here in Cannes. I was here last year. This is Megan's first year. So the weather is really doing me dirty. I was like, you need to bring 18 outfits, 5 for each day.
I was
You're
literally
gonna sweat
terrified.
through all of them, and it's actually been pretty pleasant. So Megan, what are your takes on Cannes so far?
Cannes been wonderful. I'm actually really enjoying the overcast. Sorry if nobody else is, but I was sweating up on my panel yesterday. So I'm enjoying just seeing it for the first time, balancing against your experience. It's been incredible so far. We have a huge announcement that we're going to share with you guys. This is something that has been in the works really for years, but also for the last couple weeks and months. Sue and I are excited to announce that we're partnering with Vox Media to officially relaunch our podcast, A Touch More Live, as a video podcast in co-distribution with Together. So it's going to be coming to you all the time. I hope you want more of us because we're coming to you regularly. This is such a labor of love and something that was born out of just something so natural for us. So we're really excited to bring it to you. So excited to partner with Vox Media, incredible partners, and we can't wait to get ripping.
Yeah. So you might be wondering, how did this start? What are we going to be doing with it? Megan, you already touched on a little bit of the origin story, labor of love. How would you describe the beginnings of A Touch More Live?
The year was 2020. The month was March. So everybody was, basically going insane. We're in our tiny little one-bedroom apartment that we kind of got stuck in. And I think, honestly, we were a little bit bored, used to being outside a little bit more, literally and figuratively. So we kind of created this on our own. We just had a little IG live. But quickly, it became obvious that Sue was like a master at production. And so we had
Hence my 18 cards up here.
Yeah, I have 4. Basically, Sue was doing all the cards, and I was like, can I just make sure my cards are saying what your cards are saying, and we're doing it? But we just had a little fun show. It was a place for us to speak our mind. It was a place for us to talk about things we care about. It was a place for us to have fun. We had all kinds of little segments. We had the check-in. We would have meme of the week. Obviously, memes during the pandemic were just elite. We would do our bicker of the week, which I feel like resonated during the pandemic because everyone was stuck inside. Our bicker of the week, this one, I got so mad at Sue the other day. We were walking home, and I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I don't even know, but I was mad at you.
We were 10 minutes away. I was like, you're an adult.
Oh, she said I'm an adult.
You worked for this your whole life. You can hold it for 10 minutes.
Don't you dare say I'm an adult. I'm walking.
Anyways.
Bicker of the week was one of the segments. And it's something that we love doing. We just talk to each other all the time anyway, so we're happy to bring a touch more.
Yeah, to bring it back. I think what
lives.
you can expect moving forward, what we realized in retirement, on a little bit of a more serious note, was we no longer had microphones in front of our faces. And there's so much happening in the world, but really in the world of women's sports. And we want and we need our voices to be heard, not just ours, but really a lot of women's athletes, both current, past, present, future, the whole nine, because we're the experts in this space. We understand the nuance, we just understand the lives, and that has really been missing in the coverage today. There's been a little bit of an imbalance, right? A lot of, I can speak for women's basketball, there's this quote-unquote new fan, and then this quote-unquote new media entering the picture. And to be honest, you need it all. There's an ecosystem, and you need it all. But you also need a little bit of balance, and I think that's where, as former athletes, we can provide that conversation, that balance. And I know there's something that, from a nuance standpoint, we always like to talk about, which is two truths. And a lot of times in these conversations right now, two things are true at the same time. And we'll use Caitlin Clark. It's an easy example. Caitlin Clark is one of the best, greatest college athletes of all time. And it was going to take her a second to adjust to the WNBA. These two things are true, and she's already adjusting. And I think a lot of times we couldn't really hold these two truths because nobody was representing them. But Megan, I know some other things you wanted to talk about.
I know. You know I like to get fired up. I think just to add one more thing is I feel like in women's sports, it's just constantly the intersection of all aspects of society. Female athletes and women's athletes kind of have to shoulder that while trying to be great, while trying to do their sport. But it's fashion, it's politics, it's intersectionality, it's equality. That's all kind of, touching. And I think to Sue's point, having people who can, not just our voices, hopefully many more follow after us, but people who can really speak to the whole thing. And something I've been thinking about recently in terms of the two truths or the lack of two truths is like in this moment that we're in women's sports, and we've been in it for a long time, and this feels different than anything that we've ever experienced. Just ratings going through the roofs. Obviously, the NCAA tournament was incredible this year. The W is going off. The Olympics are coming up, which women, particularly for the U.S., always dominate. And it's like at the moment that we're having this incredible moment, really, the prevailing narratives are all like tired tropes about women. And it's like, why is that happening? For us, we feel like there's not enough of us talking and us sort of, women, dominating the narrative or being able to add context to that narrative. But it's just kind of like in the air. We know all of the inequities that women have had to deal with for so long, and we're not getting the full story, really. So it's like at the moment that we're having this incredible time and everybody's watching, and it's like a moment where we feel like could really bring women's sports into a different stratosphere, the same old tropes are happening about we're catty and we're jealous. And it's like, maybe we're just competing. Maybe we just want to win and we're going to knock someone over to be able to win. I don't know.
Happens.
It happens. I've knocked you over.
Yes.
I have. I pushed her in the back
Literally
one time.
pushed
She
me in
beat
the
me, and
back.
I pushed her in the back on a layup, and it was bad.
Can you imagine it?
I'm really sorry.
I said, I'm sorry, what?
I was like, oh my
me?
God. Did I just do this?
You did.
I know.
You did.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so while there's tons of topics and issues that we want to address and talk about, something we've also noticed in our experience and some of the interviews that we've done is because we often go on shows and have to talk, we want to, don't get me wrong, but the main topic is some of the heavier issues, we never get to have fun. We want to go on interviews and have fun too. We want to yuck it up. We want to talk about pop culture, what's happening in today's world. So I think what you'll also see is many other topics covered, right? All within the world of sports, again, where it intersects with culture. But we've got, as Megan said, the Olympics coming up. I'm biased. Women's basketball going for their 8th straight gold medal.
Let's
What
go.
are we talking about?
Let's go.
We've got the U.S. women's national team, Olympic team. Hasn't been announced yet, but they have a new coach, Emma Hayes. So we would love to talk about how that's going to impact things. When that roster comes out, we'd love to break that down.
There's going to be some names left off.
There always are.
It's going to get weird.
It's what it is. So we'll cover major tentpole moments. We'll also give updates on leagues, on individual achievements. I actually just heard Michaela Schifrin talk yesterday how she goes through 80 pairs of skis in like a season I had no
What?
idea.
Do they break?
It's a whole, I mean, she literally was giving us like a physics class. I don't even know what was happening. It was like speed times velocity equals something. So that was interesting. We'll cover stuff like that. But then we're also going to want to, review Flage's newest album when it drops.
Break down the bars.
Right? We're also going to want to talk about who had the best tunnel pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who's fit? Who got a fit off? So Megan, like
Me.
We're in Cannes. You always get your fits off, babe. But we're in Cannes. Outside of you,
Oh,
who's had some fits in Cannes? Whose outfits have we liked here?
Honestly, it's been a lot of great fits. I've really enjoyed the plethora of summer fits. I always have a hard time when it comes to summer. I know people are sweating all day, but the bright colors, the khakis, the light, everybody just really dove into the Cannes aesthetic. I think you've been getting a couple fits off.
Speaking of,
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
there
know
we
if
go.
you guys can read this.
Tous les mots regardez le sport féminin.
Megan thinks she's French, by the way. This has been an ongoing theme this whole
Je peux
trip.
parler en français.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I can. I
What?
do. I can. I am. I speak French. Limitedly. And just to them. When I lived here for a year, I played in Lyon. I tried as hard as I could to speak French all the time, and I feel like we got to this understanding, me and the French people, of just like, I'm going to try and I'm going to speak French to you, you're going to speak English back to me. And everybody was happy. I tried. It was bad.
Do you want to tell them what touche pas means? You made it up, so.
Yeah, like don't touch. Like,
I was
just
like, is this an actual
touche
French
pas.
term?
I don't really know.
It's don't and touch.
Yeah, I did
Touche
a lot
pas.
of French, English, Frenchlish, French. I don't know.
Something like that. But very quickly, back to the
Fits have
t-shirt.
been fun though. It's cool to see everybody get into their colors and let their hair out a little bit.
So back to the t-shirt. This is obviously a play on the Everybody Watches Women's Sports t-shirt. So we did a little French joint for the Paris Olympics. So it's very exciting to be wearing this up here. And, you got to get a fit off every now and then. So you can always throw one of these on.
It's a good shirt.
It is a good shirt.
It's a really good shirt.
So speaking of people who are fitted, who have been bringing the heat to Cannes here, we are going to introduce our guest. And we're very excited about this one. As you already know, it's Juju Watkins. But let me give you a little intro here on Juju and what she's already accomplished in her 19 years. Incredible. So young. She plays at USC, Southern Cal. Oh, give it up. She's 6'2", from Watts, LA. She's an All-American, National Freshman of the Year, highest scoring freshman in D1 history, 920 points. She had 14 games in her freshman year with 30-plus points, 51-point game versus Stanford, which is the most points scored by any player in the nation last season. My favorite part of that is she got to hold up that white piece of paper with the 5-1 on it. Like anytime somebody has that epic game.
Iconic.
Like Wilt Chamberlain vibes. What? I never got to do that.
Iconic
Would've
shit
been like,
at the tender age.
yeah, like
of
17.
19. Yeah.
It wasn't going to work for me.
Yeah, imagine me. It'd be like 2.
I know. Well,
1. Yay, you did great.
actually, quick story before we bring Juju on. You never know what's going to happen up here. My niece, who at the time was probably 6, was visiting us in Seattle. And she came to one of my games, and I scored 1 basket. 2 points, but 1 basket. Wasn't my best. And then she went to Megan's game, and Megan that day had 2 goals. And so when we got back, she was like, Aunt Sue, Megan had more points than you today. I was like, my baskets are worth 2.
Yeah. Just a burn.
We tied.
Why do they gotta burn you like that?
Always.
Oh, they burn you
I was
bad.
pissed. I couldn't show it. Anyway, she also, Juju also led USC to the program's first #1 seed in the NCAA tournament since 1986. Please welcome to the stage, Juju Watkins.
Juju.
Juju. How are you enjoying Cannes?
It's great. If I wasn't here, I would be conditioning right now, so I'm chilling right now.
Nice. Good trade-off. Yeah.
Different kind of conditioning out here, huh?
Not mentioned in your intro of Juju, which I feel like is one of the most important things, is you have the coolest name in the history of sports, like, already. And it's just like Juju Watkins, like, and you play for USC. What? That's just like so.
Marketing dream.
Shout out to the parents. We see them right there.
I know.
They knew it. They had the vision.
I was laughing because I was like, at 19, I love my parents, don't get me wrong. I'm like, I'm like, this is watching you guys interact, you and your parents. I would have hated having my parents here, but you guys are like doing it. Shout out to Juju's parents. We were able to connect the other night, and I just have so much respect for your guys' relationship, and I'm sure it's so amazing watching her go through this process. So they're sitting in the second row, so I just want to give the Watkins a shout.
Shout him out.
Shout out.
Great name, Juju. My name's just Megan. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Super cool. Okay, real hard hitter. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin Clark said to your coach, Lindsay Gottlieb, that she's had the attention for a year and a half, 2 years. And now you, Juju, are going to have it for the next 3. It's getting bigger and bigger. How does that make you feel? What's it been like just going through this year, watching some of your peers make transition to the W, but how are you planning to just absolutely dominate everything for the next 3 years?
Well, I mean, it's really just a dream come true. I think that my team is a big part of my success. I mean, they're great. I'm always grateful to be out on the floor with them. So they really keep me sane and help like distribute the burden of it all. But yeah, I mean, my main goal is just win. I mean, I just want a championship regardless of everything else.
You bring up your teammates. Are the nerds done?
They're done.
Do you want to
Nerds
tell
are
everybody
done?
who the nerds are?
Yeah,
You guys
so
know the nerds? Show of hands. Who knows the nerds?
Okay, all right. We got to
One
tell
guy-
people
one
who
person.
the nerds are.
You want to tell them who the nerds are?
Yeah, so last year we had 4 Ivy League transfers, and they pretty much all started, but they came in and really made an impact, and I really didn't expect us to go that far, but they came in and really got to work, and we had great chemistry, so shout out to them.
They were
Yeah,
great.
it
That
was
was a great
fun.
storyline.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun watching them. What it seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was fun watching them. Coming from an Ivy League, and now you're going to,
Yeah.
what conference are you going to be in this year, by the way?
Yeah, we're in the Big Ten.
Oh my
so
God,
Pretty different.
That's just weird.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
They're doing make-em-ups now.
Yeah, that's weird. But anyway, seeing them go from the Ivy League to the Pac-12 at the time, you could see that they brought a presence, a composure, leadership. Did that have a direct impact on you?
Yeah, I mean, they were like veterans, and so for me, I was just coming in. I didn't know what to expect at all, and we kind of just had this unique journey of like nobody really counted on us or like expected us to win anything, and for them to really just take that on and kind of champion me and like encourage me to continue with it throughout the whole season, because there were a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, they always had my back, so that gave me a lot of comfort.
That's great. Okay, so even though the nerds are gone, y'all reloaded over there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They got that little thing called the transfer portal. So you guys are set to literally become a college super team, which is pretty cool. How does it feel to be a part of the program at this time? And what's it felt like being a part of this legacy that's been building for decades, literally going back to the iconic 80s?
Yeah, it's been super exciting. When I was making my decision, it was so important to me that I kind of brought that winning culture back to SC. And with my coach, she's great, and she really kind of bought in. And with our president of the school, they really invested in us and bet on us. And so with that, we were able to go as far as we did. But I mean, the sky's really the limit. We have great new additions. Excited to see what we do, but we just want to bring championship back to LA.
Anyone you're like specifically looking forward to playing with?
Oh yeah. So we got Kiki Iriafen from Stanford, which is like a big addition. If you guys keep up with women's basketball, she's been a dominant force for them. So to have her back in Southern Cal, she's from LA, so to have her back, I mean, it's just great, and she's just gonna continue to kind of teach me the ways, and just her having that veteran mentality and just being able to learn under her.
Was it always USC for you? I know you're from California. You're from Watts, right? So you're, sort of. Was that just like a no-brainer? Did you look anywhere else? Was it?
I love LA. Like, really wanted to stay home, but, I was open to other possibilities. I was never really set on it until Coach Lindsay got there.
Okay.
And she was a big reason as to why I committed.
So it took a New York girl to get you to go to LA?
Yeah.
You know, Lindsay's from
It's
New York.
crazy how the world works, man.
Okay, look into next season. What are you working on in your game? What are you adding? You obviously had an unbelievable freshman year, but I would imagine you're the kind of player that's always looking to level up. So what are you working on? What are you excited about?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think my first year, it's just everything's new, and you don't really know what to expect. So I was kind of making stuff up as time went. Just trying to mature as fast as possible. But I think utilizing the off season and preseason to really get better is going to be essential for me. Just maturing, I think, is where my game will evolve. Just learning how to read the floor better, learning my slots, smarter shots to take. I think that's kind of the next evolution for this next season.
How much of film is involved in that?
Yeah,
How much film do you watch?
A lot of film. We kind of like set aside time, like after every game, I go in with Lindsay and just kind of break it down, especially during the tournament run. Everything was kind of quick. You play here, you get 2 days. So we've kind of built a repertoire and system to where I'm kind of preserving my energy and able to see just through film how to get better.
Yeah. So last year for you and your team, it was a little bit of you guys came out of not literally nowhere. I mean, it's you. You're on the team, so obviously it wasn't out of nowhere. But you guys rose pretty quick, right? Nationally ranked, to being in the tops, to getting that #1 seed. And now this year, you're going to have the target on your back.
Yeah.
Have you thought about the difference in that? Because it is different approaching a season where everybody's coming for you. Have you guys talked about that? Is it something you are mentally preparing for? And if so, how?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been around, like, middle school, like
She's
a
like,
target
the
on my
X
back.
is always on my back,
Yeah.
folks.
I'm saying, like,
Pressure who?
no, coming out of high school, I think I was like the #1 recruit, so I'm kind of used to that idea. But for me individually, it's never really been like a team thing on this kind of level. So I think it's just more like making sure that me and my team are on one accord and understand the task at hand. It's going to be really essential for us, never really wavering in when we experience like the ups and downs of it all. So I think just really making sure that we have a strong base and foundation for the team is going to play a big part.
I'm like, God help the NCAA as Juju just gets older and mature every single year. It's going to be tough for everyone. It's going to be tough for everyone else. Pivoting a little bit, obviously you're stepping into and have already stepped into a women's sports landscape. NCAA women, obviously the leader in this, where women never just get to play. We never just get to play basketball and NIL conversations, and there's in a positive way so much more attention. How are you starting to find your voice within that and become comfortable? It's like there's so much pressure put on you at such a young age, but you're just figuring it out yourself. But how are you kind of thinking about that and finding your voice at this time?
Yeah, I think it's just a new space for everyone, and it's constantly evolving. So I'm kind of learning along the way. But I'm grateful to have my team and my parents to really like kind of keep me grounded and sane to where I'm able to just really focus on basketball and then kind of distribute my time in other places. But I always try to keep the main thing, and I love what I do, and I understand there's a business to it. There's other things to do. But, yeah, I just try to distribute my time as much as possible.
Well, for those of you that haven't seen Juju play, you definitely have to check her out. The first thing you're going to notice is her bun. It's
elite.
It is now, oh, there it is. It is now
There she
literally
is.
a part of your identity. And you were able to do a commercial where the bun got highlighted. And I heard you speak on, I think it was Paul George's podcast. You talk about what a great experience that was. Do you want to share with everybody? Was that your first commercial shoot?
No, not my
Okay.
first, but one of my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I always play with my bun, so that's like my signature. Very superstitious about it. but I got a chance to do a commercial with Joel Embiid, and they like fully green screened my hair onto his head. So like he had a bun, and like there was this whole process where they just like circled me with the camera. Like I don't know how they did it, but just like literally took my hair and put it on him. But it was
have
crazy.
to see this.
Yeah,
Haven't seen the commercial?
You
I haven't
seen
seen it.
Yeah. It's on
Where have
YouTube
you
if you guys
been?
can find it.
I don't know. You know I miss stuff a lot.
She does.
Why didn't you tell me? You're gonna give me all the
Je
things.
regarde sport la femme. Okay.
No, the bun's iconic. My mom actually during this NCAA tournament, she knows like Sue and I don't know and Sue for basketball, and she knows you though, and she loves you, and she loves watching you play. And she was like, "I like that one with the bun." She goes, "I love her bun," and I was like, "I know. It's great, Mom. It's great. You're dead on."
Well, I imagine there's many more commercials in your future. So, as we mentioned earlier, we usually have some segments on the show, and we like to have fun with our guests. And one that we're going to play with Juju today is the famous bench start cut.
Ooh,
This
tough.
can get dicey.
Yeah.
This can get dicey. And I already told Juju backstage, I was like, this is where we're not being nice to you.
Yeah. We prepped you
This
on the
is where
rest
we're
of it.
not being nice. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so bench start cut. You ready?
Yeah.
First couple are going to be women's basketball based. These might be the hardest for you,
Okay.
so I apologize ahead of time. Okay, Diana Taurasi, Jewel Lloyd, Chelsea Gray. Ooh, tough.
Nah.
This is a setup, Sue. What?
Okay. Should we skip women's?
What do you have
basketball?
against Juju?
Yeah, we
Should
gotta skip women's
How about that?
basketball.
We'll finish with the easy. I was gonna give her the USC greats.
Oh.
Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, another
No.
impossible one. Okay.
No.
Plead the fifth.
Okay. How about this? How about this? LA Sparks,
Okay.
Seattle Storm, shout out. New York Liberty.
Yeah. Sparks start. Bench, Storm, cut, Liberty.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good one.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the fan section. You have had the turnout to your games has been crazy. The attendance itself has been, you've been setting records at USC, but you've also had a lot of celebrities come and check you out.
Yeah.
So this first one is comedians.
Okay.
And these are all people that have attended Juju's games to watch Juju and her team. Will Ferrell, Jason Sudeikis, Kevin Hart.
Okay. I'm gonna start Kevin, bench Will, and then sorry Jason, but I'm gonna have to cut Jason.
Ted Lasso's gone. See you, Ted.
You're out.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
I love TikTok. Start TikTok, bench Instagram, cut Twitter. It's
Okay. That's a good one.
too ruthless.
Somebody
Too
already cut
ruthless.
Twitter, so just cut it themselves. It's fine.
Okay, here's the last one. I don't think it's the hardest. A bun, a ponytail, or braids.
Oh. I'll do okay. Start bun for sure. Bench braids because it's easy, and then cut a ponytail. I guess.
It's okay.
Get it out. We
I
don't
won't
need
take it personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
The bun and
ponytail
braids
girl.
are elite.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We'll leave the rest out. I got to rethink how I do this game. But we really appreciate you being, well, a good sport with the bench start
I
cut.
try.
Nobody post that, please. We also appreciate you being our guest here today.
No, thank you
Thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much, Juju. Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Best of luck next season. We need to make it out to a USC game. Now that I'm retired, we're gonna make it out and come watch you play.
Everybody, Juju Watkins.
Thank you, Juju.
Oh, to be a teenager again. Sometimes I get asked the question like, do you wish you were still playing? My knees don't. Like, do you wish you could? And it's like, no,
My neck and
I
my
actually
back don't.
But if I could be 21 right now, the way women's sports is, I would love to experience that. It's so exciting to see a young player up here who has her whole career ahead and just where women's sports is, to be able to participate in that. I love watching it.
Oh, it's incredible. Do you think I would be insufferable if I was 18 and really
Oh my God,
playing
Megan as a
basketball?
We joke around Megan as a basketball player because, you know, there's a lot more scoring than in soccer. So it's like, what are you going to pose after every jump shot?
You know, like the kids.
She would just be running down the court.
Yeah, the kids who like make one basket and do every every single move that they know, and they're like, look. That would be me. I know. Yeah. Oh.
She does
be
it
doing all
when
the
we mess
things.
around at the gym.
Yeah.
We'll just be shooting around, and it'll be Celebration City over there.
You guys, it's bad. I know. I do my best. No, it's really, it's an incredible time for them to be able to have like ownership over their career at such a young age. The NCAA is a huge, unbelievable platform. And then to be able to go right into the WNBA, which is, you know, even bigger and better than the NCAA, it's so cool. We love it. We love to see it.
Yeah, so thank you all. That concludes the pod here. So thank you for joining us. We also want to thank and just shout out, obviously, Vox Media, our partnership with them. Just a huge thank you. Stay tuned for more episodes of A Touch More Live. That will be coming soon. Also want to thank Stagwell and DirecTV, who kindly shared their stage with us today. And, of course, everybody behind the scenes at Cannes, Sport Beach, A Touch More. Huge thank you. So hope you guys enjoyed. And, you know, I think when it comes out, I'm going to be telling you to, like, hit subscribe and follow and all the things. So.
Yeah, hit the buttons. Follow our channels.
Thanks,
Thank you, everybody.